All right. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and come into child's pose, bringing your knees out wide, your big toes to touch, bringing your forehead down to the mat, and extend your arms straight out in front of you. Just starting to settle in, like arriving in this moment, in this pose. And keep sending your hips back into your heels. I love the earring season, super cute. Yeah, whatever happened or whatever it took to get here, like try to leave that to the side. Just let it go. Don't hold on to it. Like what matters is you're here now. And start to bring attention to your breath. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling, constricting the back of your throat, like letting your breath be audible. It's like a relaxing ocean sound. Yeah, whatever like story you're holding on to, whatever is happening in your day to day, like for this next 60 minutes, just try to be in a new skin, new body, if that makes sense. Peel away what you don't need, let go of the suitcase you're holding on to, like anything that's not serving you, just set it aside. And then go ahead and start to walk your hands over to the right, bringing your left palm on top of your right. Just relaxing your head down, breathing into your side body. Keep pressing your hips into your heels. Yeah, keep connecting to your breath. And then start to walk your hands over to the left, bringing your right palm on top of your left hand. Really expand in the space between your ribs. Send your breath here to the sides of your body, your hips, your inner thighs. Starting to get present, connecting our breath to movement. And then walk your hands back to center and press yourself up to a tabletop position. If you want to place a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees here, even fold up your mat so your knees have some cushion. We're going to move through some cats and cows. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Your toes can be flexed or untucked. And on your inhale, you're just going to dip your belly down. Reach your chin up, maybe look up at the sky, and as you exhale, bring your chin in towards your chest, push the floor away from you, round your spine, press the tops of your feet towards the ground. And again, inhale, dip your belly down, draw your shoulders away from each other. And then exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest. Really press the floor away from you, like pull your belly in. Go ahead and move through that at your own pace, your own breath. Any movement that feels good, maybe moving your hips side to side. No right or wrong here. Starting to tune in. And then once you're even, once you're neutral, come to a flat back. And then bring your left palm like right in the center of your mat and raise your right arm to the sky. And really extend your fingertips up, like see if you can press down to reach up. Twist your heart open. And then as you exhale, you're gonna thread the needle, bring your hand behind your left arm so your shoulder and ear are all the way on the floor. And if you wanna start to extend or walk your left fingertips forward, you can. Or you can keep your hand by your side or by your head, whatever feels good. Breathing into your shoulder. And then if you extended your left fingertips, go ahead and walk them back and then reach your right arm again, straight up towards the sky. Open up your heart and then plant your right palm down. And bring your right palm to the center of your mat, like right in your heart center. And then extend your left fingertips straight up to the sky, to the ceiling. Roll open your shoulder, roll open your heart. Keep even weight in your knees, your feet. And then as you exhale, you'll thread the needle, bringing your hand behind your right arm, dropping your ear down. And then you'll gently raise your fingertips towards the sky one last time, rolling your heart open. Yeah, keep spreading open your fingers. And then gently place your palm on the mat, can't talk. Coming back to a neutral tabletop position. And we're gonna take puppy pose. So if you've never done puppy, your hips are gonna stay over your knees. And you're just gonna start to walk your hands forward. And then dip your belly, dip your chest, maybe even letting your forehead come down to the mat. Or if it feels better to be on fingertips, or resting your chin on the mat. It's a pretty intense shoulder stretch. And if your chest or your forehead or your chin don't make it on the mat, that's okay. It's just the action of like pressing your chest down, exactly. Let's see where you can soften here. And puppy pose is a really good alternative to downward dog if you're not feeling downward dog today. All right, then you'll gently walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and tuck your toes if they're not tucked. You're gonna lift your knees, send your hips straight up and back for downward facing dog. And if you'd rather be in child's pose or puppy pose, those are perfect as well. Your first down dog, maybe you bend one knee, straighten out a leg, maybe move your hips side to side, shake your head yes, shake your head no. Yeah, just be loose, be at play, like listen to what your body needs. Keep inhaling, like breathing in fully. And exhaling, breathing out completely. Keep pressing into your palms, reaching your hips up towards the ceiling. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And then as you exhale, you're gonna walk your feet to your hands, as slow or as fast as you wanna get there. Once you're there, we'll come into a ragdoll forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows here, bending your knees as much as you want or need. Yeah, maybe you have a soft sway just left to right. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no. Just keep putting your attention on what you can let go of. What are you holding on to that you do not need? It's not helping you in your day-to-day. It just kind of feels like a weight. See if you can drop it off your neck, off your head here. And then you'll release your hands, root down into all four corners of your feet, and then slowly rise all the way up to extended mountain pose. Reaching your arms straight up overhead. Yeah, curl your pinkies towards each other. And then bring your hands to heart center and pause. You can close your eyes here if you'd like. Just set an intention for yourself, for your practice. Maybe it's on this concept of what you want to let go of. Maybe it's what you want to bring into your space, into your body, into your day, into your life. Like whatever is speaking to you. And then gently drop your hands by your side, coming into mountain pose. We're gonna move through some sun salutations, and there's always a variation to fit what your body needs here. So we'll cue poses, but if something feels better in your body, like go for it. Take a nice deep inhale, reach your arms straight up overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands through to heart center, hinge from your hips, fold all the way over your legs. Take a halfway lift, pin your shoulders to your back, reach the crown of your head nice and tall. And then plant your hands, step it back for a high plank. You can also come down onto your knees here. And then lower all the way down, letting your chest, your stomach, and your knees fall into the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, reach your chest up for baby cobra. And then exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. See if you can spin your outer shins in, like lift your kneecaps and engage your thighs. And then pull the pit of your belly in and up. It'll prevent the dumping of your weight into your shoulders and your wrists. Breathe in, full belly all the way. And exhale, empty completely. Look forward at your hands. You can step, hop, or float your feet to your hands. Take a halfway lift, pin your shoulders to your back, reach the crown of your head nice and tall, and exhale, forward fold. Just let it go. And root down into the four corners of your feet, rise all the way up, extended mountain pose. Maybe look up and go back, a tiny back bend. And then exhale, hands through to heart center, dive over your legs, forward fold, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step it back for a high plank. You can either lower all the way down for cobra or halfway and upward facing dog. Pin your shoulders to your back, reach your head nice and tall, and press it back to downward facing dog. Nice job. Just starting to build heat. Moving through the resistance, moving through whatever's happening. And when things start to get hard, connect back with your breath. If your mind starts to wander, if your eyes are darting around the room, like put your gaze at the spot between your legs at the back of your mat. Inhale completely in through your nose. And maybe this time exhale out your mouth. Move through that one more time. So step your feet to the top of your mat, step, hop, or float your feet to your hands. Take a halfway lift, reach the crown of your head nice and tall, pin your shoulders to your back, exhale, forward fold. Root down, rise up, extended mountain pose. Energy through your fingertips, like root down into all four corners of your feet, and then exhale, swan dive, hinge from your hips, dive all the way forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step it back for a high plank to low plank or all the way down, low cobra or upward facing dog. Reach your shoulders away from you. Roll your heart open and then press your hips back for downward facing dog. Nice job. And then go ahead and bring both feet together at the back of your mat. Raise your right leg to the sky, straight back behind you. And then take a nice big step forward with that right foot, coming into warrior one. So spin your back heel down, keep your hips low, and reach your arms straight up towards the sky. So you're not on a tightrope here. Your feet are on two separate tracks. Your hips are towards squarish. And drop your shoulders, but reach your fingertips straight up towards the sky. And take a look at your front knee. Notice if it's coming over that big toe. You want to try to move it over to the right. The tendency is that it'll fall in. Yeah, keep sinking maybe 2 inches deeper. And breathe here. And then exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot. You're just gonna step your back foot to meet your front. And take a halfway lift, pin your shoulders to your back, and exhale, release, forward fold. If you wanna interlace your hands and bring them behind your neck or behind your low back, whatever is calling for you. And then release your fingertips. You're gonna take a halfway lift and take a big step back with your right foot. Spin your back heel down and reach up for warrior one. Keep sinking into your hips. If you feel super wobbly, you can go wider with your base or longer with your legs. Like, be at play and see what feels good in your body. Notice where your attention goes, your energy flows. When you're stuck on that resistance or the hard parts, things can feel harder. All right, then you'll plant your palms. This time, step it back for a high plank. Lower all the way down. And then reach up for cobra. Lift your heart up, pin your shoulders to your back, and then send your hips back to downward facing dog. Nice job. And take a nice deep inhale. Fill your belly up all the way. And then exhale, just sigh it out your mouth. Maybe stick out your tongue, just breathe it out. And then again, bring both feet together at the back of your mat. You're gonna raise your right foot to the sky and step it all the way through, this time coming a crescent lunge. So you're gonna stay up high on the ball of your back foot and reach your arms straight up overhead. If this is too difficult and you wanna come down onto your knee, that's perfect too. Keep drawing your shoulders away from each other. Imagine there's a big beach ball between your hands. And then go ahead and bring your hands to heart center and take a twist, thinking your elbow outside of your knee, your left elbow outside of your right knee. Keep pressing your palms towards one another. Keep hugging into center line. Yeah, dropping that knee will help give you access to the twist too. All right, then you'll let your hands frame your front foot. If your back knee is dropped, you'll lift your back knee, step your right foot back to come into a high plank, lower all the way down, reach your chest up for cobra, low cobra, and then send your hips back to downward facing dog. And then reach your left foot towards the front, or towards the back of the room. And step your foot all the way between your hands, coming into crescent lunge. Stay up high on the back foot, back heel. Root down and rise all the way up. Yeah, and if it's still like that wobbly tightrope feeling, you can go wider, so you can step your right foot over to the right. Keep sinking into that front knee. And then go ahead and bring your hands to heart center and take a twist. And as you inhale, you'll lengthen crown of your head forward, and as you exhale, you'll twist your torso. All right, you'll release your hands, let them frame your front foot. If you want to take a vinyasa, you can flow to down dog, or if you just want to step your back foot to meet your right. And we'll meet in down dog, wherever you're at. Notice the difference in this down dog from your first one of the night. Maybe it feels harder, maybe you're more tired, or maybe you feel more energized. Maybe you feel more active. Like, just notice, just observe without judgment. Inhale completely. Fill your belly all the way up. Sip in your breath even more. And then exhale out your nose. Empty completely and look forward at your hands. Step, hop, or float your feet to your hands. And take a halfway lift. Pin your shoulders to your back. And then exhale, release, forward fold. And root down into all four corners of your feet and rise all the way up to extended mountain pose. Gather all that energy, bring it through to heart center, and then bring your hands by your side, coming into mountain pose. Now we're gonna move through some standing balancing poses. So the first one is eagle. You'll root down into your left standing leg, cross your right foot over your left, and then right arm under your left. So right arm under, right leg over. And if you want to just give yourself a hug and grab onto your shoulders, you can kickstand your right foot. Lots of options here. Wherever you're at though, like, notice where you're looking, notice where your gaze is, and keep hugging into center line. It's okay if you fall out. It's okay if you don't feel super grounded here. Connect with your breath. And then exhale, release, reach your arms up towards the sky, and then down by your side. We'll take the other side. So you'll root down into your right leg, cross your left leg over your right, and bring your left arm under your right. Wherever you land in the pose, like, it's okay if you need to make adjustments once you get there, if it doesn't feel right. Like, you're not stuck in one variation of the pose. And then exhale, come on up, reach your arms straight up overhead, and then down by your side. And just washing machine right to left. Keep your weight grounded into your feet, but let your upper body just kind of be loose. Move through whatever you feel like moving through. All right, you'll come back to center when you're ready. And then next we'll do tree pose. So you'll root into your left leg and bring your right foot either above or below your knee, just not directly on the spot of your knee. And then arms here of your choice. You can have your arms at heart center. You can extend your arms out. If you want to interlace your hands by your back. Yogi's choice here. Keep expanding your heart open. It's kind of this balanced action. As you press your foot into your leg is pressing back. All right, gently press your right foot to meet your left. And we'll take the other side. So you'll root into your right leg, bring your left foot either above or below your knee. And you can stick with the same variation, or if you want to try something new, you can interlace your arms up overhead, you can cactus your arms. I know for me that balancing poses during this time can be especially challenging. Just trying to feel that like rooted and grounded sensation when everything around me feels like chaos. So see if you can find that kind of inner stillness. All right, then you'll drop your left foot to meet your right, and then the last one we're going to do figure four chair pose. So if you travel from the top of your mat, go ahead and come to the top of your mat. And then root down into your standing left leg. You're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest, or towards your waistline, and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And then just sit low as if you're in chair pose. You can bring your hands to your palms, or if it feels better on your thighs. This one's a little tricky, and it is a hip opener as well. So keep flexing your right foot. Keep sinking down as much as you'd like here. And then start to straighten up. You're gonna bring your right knee in towards your chest. And then take a nice big step back with your foot, coming into warrior two. So your left knee is forward, your right foot is back. Your arms are extended here. Your gaze is over your fingertips. And then extended side angle pose. You can drop your forearm to your thigh, reach your right arm straight up overhead or towards the front of your mat. If you want to take a half bind here, you can wrap your arm around your back. Keep rolling your heart open, nice Rosa. And then release the bind if you have one. Let your back arm pull you all the way back up to warrior two. And then straighten that front knee. Start to lean forward. We're going to come in a triangle pose. So send your hips back as you start to lean forward. Your arm can come onto the floor. It can come onto your shin, ankle, block. Your right arm is extended straight up overhead. I tend to dump all my weight into my front hand, so see if you can lift up in your torso and engage your core more. Reach the crown of your head nice and tall. All right, you'll let your back arm pull you up. Bring both feet to parallel to face the side of your mat. And then you can bring your hands to your hips to reach your heart up. Reach your chest up. And then when you're ready, you'll hinge from your hips, fold all the way over, coming in a side-facing, wide-legged forward fold. The wider you go with your feet, the closer your head will be towards the floor. Nice, Susan. If you want to play, if your head is coming towards the floor, or if it's touching the floor, if you want to play with bringing the weight into the balls of your feet, noticing what that feels like. All right, you'll bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows towards the sky, and then come all the way up. And then we'll take pyramid. So you'll turn your front toes forward, step your back foot up and in. And then yeah, square your hips up over that front thigh. And when you're ready, you'll start to lean forward. You can have a micro bend in that front knee. Just laying your chest on top of your thigh here, opening up the backs of your legs. So in yoga, there's like, it sometimes feels like there's all these strict poses or alignment or where your body's supposed to be, where your feet's supposed to be. But really, like your intuition, your body's physical intuition can tell you a lot. So even my cues might not work in your body. They help you access different points, but really ultimately it's your experience on your mat with your body. All right, you'll start to shift the weight into that front foot, bend your knee a bunch, and then step your back foot to meet your front. And take a halfway lift, pin your shoulders to your back, flat spine, and then exhale, release, forward fold. And root down into your feet, rise all the way up to stand. We're gonna do that whole sequence on the other side. So if you travel from the front of your mat, you'll come to the front of your mat, and then we'll take figure 4 on the other side. So I think I cued it on the left foot, I'm not sure, whatever side you didn't do. You'll cross your ankle over your foot and flex your foot a bunch. And then yeah, sit down into your hips. It's okay if you fall out. It helps me to have my palms at my heart center, like feels that like rooting sensation. Then you'll bring your knee in towards your chest and then take a nice big step back for warrior 2. Your front knee is bent, your back leg is strong. And feel energy from like your middle fingertip point all the way to your back middle fingertip point. Just a straight line through your chest. And then extended side angle pose. You can drop your forearm to your thigh or hand to the floor. And if you want to take a half bind here, you can wrap your arm around your thigh. Keep rolling your hip under, rolling your heart open. And release the bind here if you have one. Let your back arm pull you up. Straighten that front leg. You'll start to lean forward, pull your hips back, coming into triangle pose. Your hand can land wherever it lands. Your shin, a block, your ankle. And then let that back arm pull you up and bring both feet to parallel. So you should be facing the opposite side now. You can interlace your hands by your lower back, or you can bring them to your hips again. And then when you're ready, you'll lift your chest up, hinge from your hips, and fold all the way over, coming into side-facing, wide-legged forward fold. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your hips, reach your elbows towards the sky, come to a flat back, and then roll all the way up, and then pyramid pose. You'll turn your front toes forward, step your back foot up and in. you have blocks and you want to place your hands on blocks. So this one, we're kind of in like a shorter triangle pose. And then you'll turn your hips forward over your thigh, and then when you're ready, start to lean forward. I like to relax my neck here, but if it's better for you to look at your big toe, to have your gaze straight down at the floor, that's an option too, but try to soften where you can. I know for me, I tend to hold my breath a lot here in this pose, so just check in. Notice where you're at. Sometimes the hardest poses in our body give us the biggest opportunity to grow or let go of the biggest things. All right, then you'll step your back foot back and come into a high plank. And hold your high plank. If you want to come onto your knees, come onto your knees, but hold your high plank for a moment. So try to have a flat spine, a flat bottom, like lean forward. And then when you're ready, you'll lower all the way down, chest, stomach, and knees hit the floor, and then turn a cheek to a side and just let yourself rest. You made it to the floor, you did it. And we'll take locust pose. So you'll bring your forehead flat, you'll bring your arms by your side. And then on your inhale, you'll lift your chest up, lift your arms up, lift your feet up, engage your glutes, engage your legs. Nice, Susan, reach up a little taller. Pin your arms by your side. And then exhale, release, turn a cheek to a side and rest. And one more time, locust pose. Just get right in it. Lift your chest up, lift your arms up, lift your feet up. Engage your leg muscles. And then exhale, release. Nice job. You can bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet side to side. That feels good. And then let your feet rest straight back behind you. Bring your hands by your palms. Press yourself up either to upward facing dog or to your knees. And then you're gonna lay flat onto your back. So however you wanna get there, you can spin your feet around or just roll over like that. Yeah, you'll let your knees come up towards the sky, your feet flat on the ground. And we'll take bridge pose. So you'll lift your hips up, your arms can be by your side. And press into the soles of your feet, the heels of your feet, and let your hips come up. Don't turn your neck here. If you want to roll your shoulders underneath your torso, like start to wiggle your hands underneath you to come up even higher. We'll just be here a moment. Engage your glutes, engage your leg muscles. Imagine there's a block between your legs that you're squeezing together. And then exhale, gently lower all the way down. We'll do that one more time. So root down into your feet and lift your hips up for bridge. Squeeze your glute muscles, squeeze your legs together. And then exhale, release. And bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. You can bring one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And just feel your belly rise and fall, feel your heart rate. Starting to slow down here. Just letting whatever is coming up for you, let it surface, let it come to the top. Like without judgment, without holding on to it, without resisting it. Just let it go. Maybe there's anger, maybe there's fear, sadness. You're in a safe space, a safe place. And then we'll take happy babies. So you can close your knees together, grab onto outer inner parts of your feet or shins. And keep your low back flush with the mat as best you can. If you want to rock side to side here, whatever makes your baby happy. Then release your feet. We'll take reclined pigeon on your back. So you'll cross right ankle over left knee, flex your foot, and then if you want to grab onto the inner outer parts of your foot and just hug in. Yeah, let your shoulders relax, let your back relax. Keep pulling your knee in towards your chest, and I like to press my crossed foot, like my thigh, away from me with my forearm, just to give a deeper stretch. You can try that, or whatever is comfortable, whatever feels good. And then uncross your foot. You'll bring your feet as wide as your mat, and then just let your knees fall together. So your feet are flat, yeah, and then just let your knees knock together towards one another. And then when you're ready, we'll move through half pigeon on the other side. So crossing left ankle over right thigh, flexing your foot, and then grabbing onto the back of your leg or the top of your shin. And this side might feel totally different. And then go ahead and uncross your ankle. If you want to windshield wiper your knee side to side or let them knock together, whatever feels better. And then we'll take waterfall or hips on a block. If you have a block or a pillow, you can place under your low back and then just extend your feet straight up towards the sky. Or if you just want to place your hands underneath your low back, that's an option too. Just allowing the blood to recirculate back to your heart. Allowing your feet to be over your heart, over your head, different perspective. Sometimes the hardest parts of our days can really just be sitting with ourselves, like without distractions, without conversing with other people, without all the things on our to-do list we have to do, really just sitting with ourselves and our thoughts and our feelings. So I acknowledge that it can be difficult, but I'm proud of you for being here. And then if you have a block underneath your hip, go ahead and gently remove it and hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, a nice big squeeze. Like, take a moment here to just give yourself love and acknowledgement for being you. There's no one else in the world like you. And you'll hug onto your right knee, extend your left leg straight out in front of you. Or if you prefer to bend your knee and bring your foot flat, you can. And then bring your right knee into your right hand, and you're gonna open it up towards the right for reclined half frog. So your foot is flexed, your foot and your ankle at a 90-degree angle, and then your knee is at a 90-degree angle. And I like to place my hand on my left hip to keep as a reminder to like root my hip down. Yeah, if you want to bend your knee here instead of having it extended, that's a perfect variation too. And then moving slowly, go ahead and cross your knee all the way over your body for a gentle twist. You can tee out your arms here. If that feels good, maybe look over your shoulder. And then come back to center and bring your left knee in towards your chest, extend your right leg long. And then open your knee over to the left. And then moving slowly, cross your knee all the way across your body, coming into a gentle twist, a supine twist. And then come back to center to a flat back. And for the last pose, the last few moments, I'm gonna open it up to whatever pose that your body's still craving. If you wanna be in an extra long Shavasana and just extend your feet out wide, if you wanna take fish pose, reclined butterfly, like can't really speak on giving you, like listening to your intuition if I don't allow you the chance to actually do it. So whatever your body's craving here, we'll just settle in for a moment. And I'll cue you when it's time for Shavasana. It's funny, I think during hard times and challenging times, our body naturally craves like the comfort of certain things that feel really good. Like, I know for me, like I love to do my favorite pose when I'm having a bad day. Like it just never fails to stay in that pose. And I think a lot of times in yoga, especially Baptiste Power Yoga, we definitely cue like moving away from the comfort zone, moving into the new territory, moving in to like a new place. And I just want to acknowledge that both of those things can happen at once, like staying where it feels good and where it feels comfortable and also pushing the line. like finding a new place to be. So even if you're in your favorite pose, you're in your comfortable pose, like see where you can go, see how you can make it new. All right, wherever you're at, go ahead and make your way into Shavasana, extending your feet out long, your arms by your side. However you want to make this pose comfortable. Allow your body to settle in here. Let your breathing come naturally. Let your back feel supported. Just melt into the mat here. And know that your only job, your only thing to do is to simply be. Let go of all other expectations, all the things you have to do. Just allow yourself to be with your breath, any sensations, any feelings. And if thoughts start to arise, just acknowledge them. Acknowledge that they're there. And just set them aside. Come back into your physical body. Come back into where you are. And I'll read my quote for the night. It says, "You are stronger than you think, and you are more powerful than you know." And start to bring awareness back into your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Maybe extending your arms straight back behind you. Gets the first good morning stretch of the day. New start, fresh start. And moving slowly, moving gently, roll yourself over to a comfortable side, coming into a fetal position. Resting your cheek on your hands, pillows. And then when you're ready, with your eyes closed, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And sit up nice and tall here. Bring your hands to your heart center. And feel your right palm press into your left as your left palm presses back into your right. And then bring your thumbs to your forehead center. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.